Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what makes you stand out in public. So before we get started with your pile selection, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Keen. So this is how my best friend almost ruined my relationship. It started with a missed call from Emily on my boyfriend Kyle's phone at a weird time. Then I saw a missed call from Kyle on Emily's phone as well. I wondered why they'd call each other while I'm at work. My heart raced. I trust them, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I felt uneasy about Emily before. A year ago, I noticed how she and Kyle seemed to click, sharing jokes and glances that made me uncomfortable. Once I even caught Emily smiling at a message from Kyle, and when I asked him about it, he said it was private. I just dismissed it as paranoia due to my trust issues, but the doubt lingered. The new incident made my old suspicions resurface. Kyle became more secretive, always on his phone, which was unusual for him, and Emily started cancelling plans last minute, which wasn't like her. Everything seemed off, and my anxiety grew. I confronted Kyle about the call, but he brushed it off as a mistake. But when I asked Emily, she said she didn't even remember calling at all. Their vague answers made me even more anxious. I needed to know the truth, so that's when I decided to consult with a tarot reader from Keen. I browsed Keen's website, searching for the right psychic for my situation. I found one specializing in relationship readings with great reviews. But it was her energy that caught my attention, so I decided to consult with her, hoping she could reveal the truth. I explained my fears and asked for clarity. As she began typing, I just felt a gnawing anxiety, fearing the truth I might hear. She told me the cards speak of betrayal, and my stomach dropped. Then she added, but they also speak of celebration, a union of hearts. Confused and frustrated, I asked, what does that mean? Her vagueness felt like torture. The truth lies in what you choose to see. The betrayal may not be what you think. Sometimes the heart sees what it fears, not what is real, she responded. I left the chat more confused than ever. Over the next few days, her words echoed in my mind, turning every interaction with Kyle and Emily into something sinister. The final straw came when I saw Kyle and Emily together at a coffee shop, speaking in hushed tones. They didn't see me, but I saw enough to confirm the worst. I left in tears. Back home, I felt broken. How could they betray me? But as I paced around, the tarot reader's words returned to me. Celebration? Union of hearts? Could there be another explanation? The next day, I decided to confront them. I know something's going on, I blurted out. Just tell me the truth. Kyle and Emily exchanged a glance, then smiled. We were going to tell you tonight, Emily said softly. Tell me what? I demanded. Kyle pulled out a small velvet box. We've been planning a special anniversary surprise for you. Our 3-year anniversary is next month. Emily helped me because you trust her taste more than mine. My mind reeled as everything fell into place. The strange calls, the secret meetings, the cryptic conversations. It was all for me. I felt a flood of relief and guilt. The tarot reader's words made sense now. The betrayal was actually my own mistrust, twisted by my fears. I hugged them both, tears streaming down my face as the weight of doubt lifted. They've been planning something beautiful for me, not against me. So I realized that sometimes trust means choosing to see love, even when fear blinds you. I hope you enjoyed that little nugget of my personal life, and if you've had thoughts about something you need clarity on, Keen connects you with talented psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can get a reading whenever it suits you. Just create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. Each reader has unique gifts and specialties, so whether you need insights on love, career, or life in general, they can provide deeper understanding and guidance. Choose whichever reader best suits you, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. It's always best to get a personal psychic reading if you'd like more accurate information on your situation, because it is directed only to your energies. Now, here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 5 minutes for only $1. Go to trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to receive a discount on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this partnership opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So, getting back to your pile selection. For pile number 1, we have Fire Agate with the African Goddess Oracle deck. For pile number 2, we have Larimar with the Britney Spears Oracle deck. And for pile number 3, we have Agate with the Divine Feminine Oracle deck. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever one you are most drawn to. Hopefully by now you have picked a pile for yourself. If not, you can pause the video. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamp for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Happy on my pile number 1s. If you chose this Fire Agate Crystal and the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what makes you stand out in public. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So it is 11:22 as we start your reading. That could be a significant angel number for you. So we're going to shuffle the oracle cards first, and then after that we'll take a look at your tarot cards. So Spirit Guides of pile number 1. Spirit Guides of pile number 1. What makes them stand out in public? Spirit Guides of pile number 1. We have etheric chords. We have brazen. We have shine. We have shame. And we also have level up. At the back of the deck, we do have live out loud. Okay, so what makes you stand out in public? You definitely shine in your own unique way, pile number 1, like a star, and there's something about you being seen as so beautiful or attractive to others, even when you have those insecurities in your head. You know, other people don't see that when they see you out in public with a shame card. Usually when this card comes out in readings like this, it's like we feel this internal shame. We feel like, you know, we're kind of just looking at our own insecurities, and we think maybe other people see that too, but maybe the things that make you insecure are things people actually find beautiful about you, and it's what makes you stand out. Or maybe they don't even see your insecurities at all. They just see how you shine. They just see the beauty of you. And there's this quite fiery energy in this pile, not just the crystal you chose, but also there's a fiery energy behind her. So yeah, it's kind of like you have this fiery energy that makes you stand out, whereas some of you could dress in a more earthy aesthetic with the tree lady here. Well, she kind of looks like a tree lady. So that's what I'm getting firstly. I'd say the first thing that catches people's attention is how you always look like you're having fun out in public. You always look like you're just having the time of your life, and yeah, you're just having fun. You're enjoying yourself. You may even be considered the life of the party. And so people are naturally going to see you stand out by seeing you enjoy yourself. And that creates this ripple effect where others start to feel like they want to join in on the fun and just kind of let loose. With the Brazen card, this card talks about a woman that has um the power to kind of put people under her spell by, shaking her hips. So, if you've ever gone out in public and danced, or, like let's say you're at a club or a bar and you're dancing, it's kind of like you put people under a trance with your hips. Or the way your body looks in general, the way your body moves, like when you're walking, something about the hips, the behind area. Um, some of you have like an hourglass figure, where some of you have like a pear figure. And there's something about the hip area that really makes you stand out, like your body. People find your body so attractive. There's also definitely something about your hair that people find attractive, where it makes you stand out in public. And also the way you do your makeup, it makes your skin glow and radiate. It looks very natural on you, yet at the same time, it kind of just makes you pop and glow, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it, but I hope that makes sense. Like, it accentuates your already beautiful features and it makes people want to look at you more. Definitely something too about the outfits you wear that kind of bring out the sexiness even more with this pile. Even if you're not dressing in a way where you're showing skin, there's just something about your clothing showing off the shape or the figure of your body. I'm hearing you have a body to die for, a body that other people wish they had. Okay. You also look pretty confident within yourself in the way you walk and the way you kind of just move. Even if you yourself don't feel like, oh, I'm not confident, you seem confident to others. And it just makes you stand out more because, like I said before, even if you're feeling insecurities when you're out in public, people just see confidence or they assume that you're confident based on the way you're so attractive to others. There's something about your nails that make you stand out in public because I'm using a mixture of clairvoyance with the tarot cards and oracle cards. So I'm seeing somebody go to the salon and put their nails under that machine. I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure if you get your nails done, you know what I'm talking about. So there could be something about the way you do your nails that makes you stand out in public, where people always want to look at your nails. Also, something about your lashes. I don't know if you just have naturally beautiful lashes or if you wear lash extensions or falsies, but something about your lashes make you stand out in public. Also, your teeth. Some of you could have gotten braces or done something to make your teeth straighter, or people just look at your teeth like very straight. People also look at you like you have a perfect nose and perfect figure. Like I said before, the figure keeps coming up. I'm even seeing it visually. Also, something about your eyebrows, the arch of your eyebrows or the shape of your eyebrows just enhances the features on your face and makes it stand out even more. I don't know if some of you walk around with your car keys in your hands, but I'm seeing a specific type of accessory you put on your car keys that has like a fluffiness to it. Maybe some of you put accessories on your car keys and walk around with it. There's something also about your voice that makes you stand out in public. So let's just say you're talking to your friends. It's like people hear your voice and then they instantly want to look because they find your voice very attractive. But it also, again, sounds like you're having fun by the way your voice sounds. I'm also seeing pointy-toed heels or kitten heels. Something about the shoes, the heels you wear makes you stand out as well, where people just look at your heels first. When people look at you and the way you look, they naturally assume that you also have a very beautiful home. I don't know why that's coming through because we're talking about you being out in public, but I guess people just assume that you probably have a very beautiful home, a nice car. People see you as a little bit rich or a little bit bougie. Even if you're not, it's like they just have that assumption about you, like you carry yourself like you're $1 million. That's what I'm hearing from spirit. I'm also seeing lip gloss, like the way you apply your lip gloss. Like, let's say you're in public and you just take a little mirror out and you're applying lip gloss or lipstick. It looks so sexy when you're doing that out in public, like just reapplying your makeup. Spirit is showing me some of you could like to read specifically in public, or you just look like you have beauty and brains, and that is attractive to others. It makes you stand out. I'm also seeing, when you make those shakes, it's not really a shake, it's like a healthy kind of smoothie where you blend in like fruits and vegetables or whatever. I'm seeing that clairvoyantly, so there could be something about people naturally assuming that you take care of your body, you drink a lot of healthy smoothies, you're very fit, or they just assume that even if you're not, by the way your body looks. And I do feel like people like to look at your body and also feel like they wish they had a body like yours. That keeps coming through in this pile. With this family card, I feel like whenever you're walking around with your family or your close friends, it's kind of like people look at you because of the relationship you have to them, where you seem very close to them. So that also makes you stand out in public, like when other people see you with your family or your friends, just a close bond you seem to have, and how you seem to always have fun together. That is what makes you stand out in public. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number one. Spirit guides of pile number one. What makes them stand out in public? What makes them stand out in public? I also feel like you're quite photogenic. We have the Page of Wands reverse. I know that's not in public, but let's say just on social media, you stand out. We have the Six of Wands in the reverse. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Queen of Wands, the Chariot, and the Three of Cups. Justice also wanted to come out with the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Swords is at the back of the deck. So what makes you stand out in public? Firstly, I'd like to mention the Three of Cups here. Three of Cups can sometimes represent friendships, to me at least. So again, this is confirmation of what I said before. When you're out in public, when you're with your friends, with your family, just people you're close to, you all stand out together, if that makes sense. You all look gorgeous or handsome together. I also see that people could notice your mode of transportation with the chariot, because sometimes I see the chariot as like travel. So, if you ever travel abroad, people notice you and you stand out. If you ever travel by car or walking, whatever mode of transportation you use, people notice you there and you stand out there. I also see that you could be quite a good flirt, or people could assume you're flirting with them even when you're not, like when you're just being kind. There's something about like you having a flirtatious look in your eyes, or the way you move, the way you talk. It's kind of like, it seems very flirtatious and alluring is the word I want to use. You also stand out when you're wearing athletic wear. That's what I'm seeing. Because Nike is here, and that's reminding me of the shoes Nike. So yeah, if you ever wear like Nike shoes or just sneakers in general, people notice that, and it makes you stand out as well. Some of you have beautiful singing voices if you've ever sang in public and it makes you stand out, or again, just your voice. I'm also seeing something about you walking fast or moving in a way where it's like you have places to be, people to see. You look like a very busy person with a busy schedule, and so people naturally assume you have a lot to do, a lot on your schedule. Even if you haven't found success yet for yourself with the Six of Wands reverse, it kind of feels like you are going to, with this attitude you have of like, I have places to be, people to see, if that makes sense. I'd also say your energy makes you stand out along with your physical appearance. It kind of enhances the way you stand out in public, because what I've learned from energy work and from tarot is the energy we have when we walk into a room sets the tone. Yes, we can be physically attractive, but if we walk into the room with a good energy, it's gonna make us be noticed even more. It's gonna make us even more magnetic. So something about your energy adds to this kind of feeling of you standing out. Okay, that's what I see. You also seem like a trustworthy person to others in public. So, let's say they had to ask you for directions or ask you something in general or talk to you, strangers, they feel more comfortable doing so because, again, you just have this kind of aura about you that seems trustworthy. So, people kind of feel like you're approachable in a good way, and that makes you stand out. So let's say they had to want to talk to somebody in public, they talk to you first because you seem like somebody they can trust and somebody that they can kind of just go up to and talk to. People think you make really good choices when it comes to what you wear, when it comes to the way you do your hair, the way you kind of present yourself to the world. Like you make very good choices when it comes to that, but also the way you carry yourself out in public. Yes, you can have a lot of fun and be that life of the party, yet at the same time, you carry yourself well, if that makes sense. Like you make good choices out in public. That's what I want to say. I don't know what that means, but I'm just seeing that. I keep getting something about the way you move, the way you walk, the way you stand, like your I don't know if it's your posture or just like the way you're standing, but something about that makes you stand out. Okay, is there anything else here, Spirit, that I'm missing that makes them stand out? For the men as well, I know I did mention eyebrows, but for the men as well, I do see that. And something about like the facial hair you have makes you stand out, the facial expressions you're making. Like something about the facial expressions you're making being sexy. And if you don't have facial hair, that's also the reason why you stand out. Something about facial hair or no facial hair is the reason you stand out. Also your body for the men watching. Okay. Anything else here that I'm missing? I'm seeing the choice of handbags you use, along with your clothes for the women, and I'm seeing watches, like something about your watch or the jewelry you wear making you stand out. Okay, so that's all I have for you, pile number one. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose the Larimar crystal and the Britney Spears oracle, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what makes you stand out in public. So please be aware that this is a general reading, only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So in today's reading, we're going to use a mixture of tarot and oracle cards, but we're going to focus on your oracle cards first. So I heard boy bye when I got to your pile, so take it as it resonates for you as per your gender or your sexuality, but there's something about the way you are not afraid to reject people, or you seem to be out of people's league. So I feel like a lot of people crush on you in public, find you attractive where they would want to date you or come up to you, ask you for your number, flirt with you a little, compliment you a little, but you seem like that type of person that is out of their league, or you seem like that person that would reject them flat out. So some people don't even try to come up to you and speak to you because you're so attractive that they think that you're out of their league, or they think that you would automatically reject them. Whereas for some of you, you actually do reject people and you're not afraid to do that. Okay. So spirit guides of pile number 2. And I think when you reject people, it makes you stand out because it's like, like this person can choose who they want to be with. Like they can get anybody, but not everybody can get them. It's kind of like you're more exclusive, if I want to say, like less accessible, and it makes you even more sexier. It makes you stand out more. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number 2. We have the professional. Spirit guides of pile number 2, what makes them stand out in public? We have the bubblegum Brit. What makes them stand out in public? We have the rebel. What makes them stand out in public? The siren. We have the showstopper. Okay, and I feel as though, okay, what's coming through here is maybe you're that type of person that goes to the beat of your own drum. You wear what you want to wear. You kind of just don't care what other people think. With a rebel here, it's like you dress up in a way where you're not following rules or conventions of what people think you should look like. You're kind of thinking outside of the box when it comes to your style and what you're wearing. So I'd say the number one thing that makes you stand out in public is your style and how you're not afraid to kind of experiment with your style or do something that not many people would do or could pull off, but you can pull it off. So there's something about your style being very unique and you thinking outside of the box and showing a little bit of pizzazz and your personality through the way that you dress, okay? And that's what makes you stand out the most in public. I'm hearing the song I Can't Be Tamed, so whether you are like this or not, people just see you as a sexy person that is independent, that kind of like is very alluring with the siren. So, you know how there's that myth of how sirens can lure sailors into the water? It's kind of like you lure people in with your beauty or your handsomeness, with your attractiveness. But it also feels like you don't just want anybody, like you're very picky when it comes to who you want to date. And again, it creates that exclusivity of like, I can have anyone, but not anybody can have me. I get to choose who I want to be with. But along with that, alluring energy that you have or alluring physical appearance that you have, there's something about you not seeming like you can be tied down. There's something about you seeming like, you won't just do what somebody says. Like you're kind of just doing what you want to do. I don't know how to explain this, but it feels like, let's say somebody tries to tell you to do something, you're not just going to do it because they say you must do it. You know what I mean? It's like you can't be controlled. That's what I want to say. And that makes you stand out more because you're living your own life authentically through the way that you dress, through the way that you show up in public, through the way that you interact with people. You're just being yourself authentically, and you're not letting anybody change that about you or make you make a decision that you don't want to make. And because of that authenticity, I want to mention our vibration. So energy wise, yes, physically you may stand out. Yes, physically you may be very alluring, but energy wise, one of the highest vibrations, if I'm not mistaken, is authenticity. So when you're vibrating at this level of authenticity, you're likely going to be noticed by more people because you're not pretending to be something you're not. And people can see that unconsciously, even if they're not intuitive. They can see it, and so naturally they're going to be more drawn to you. Naturally, you're going to stand out more in the crowd. Someone else that could copy someone but be just as attractive may not stand out as much as you because they're not being in their own authenticity, and that makes you shine. That makes you stand out the most, along with your fashion style. But I think it goes hand in hand with your style, that authenticity you have. It's kind of like when you walk into any room, all the spotlight is on you, all the eyes are on you, whether you realize it or not. I am definitely seeing that with the showstopper here. And you could also have that type of vibe or energy as somebody that could do well with in the entertainment industry, or to do with social media. Like, I don't know if some of you are influencers, but people can see you doing that kind of thing. Or even music. There's something about you having a beautiful singing voice, or just a beautiful voice in general, because along with the siren and the showstopper, we see her singing here. Of course, it's a Britney Spears deck, but the siren also is able to lure men in with her voice. Regardless of your gender, if you've ever seen that, that's why I'm coming to that conclusion. So something about your voice is also alluring. Whether you sing or not, you could just have a melodic voice, if that makes sense. That is quite alluring. What makes you stand out is I'm seeing a candle that is lit, and I'm hearing eternal flame. So you're somebody that is always inspiring others, and you're someone that's always inspired to express yourself creatively, through the way you show up in the world. So it could be your creativity as well. Like, literally, if you are a creative person and you have creative hobbies, that could also make you stand out, or just the way you express yourself creatively. You inspire a lot of people with the way that you dress, with the way that you move through the world, even with in the way that you reject people, or how you're doing in your career. Like, it seems like you're doing really well in your career right now, or you could have a lot of potential there where you inspire a lot of people. So that also makes you stand out in public. That inspiration that you bring, where when somebody sees something you're wearing, they take notes. They're like, I want to try that next time. Let's say you do your hair a certain way. They're like, ooh, I love that hairstyle they did. I want to try that next time. Let's say you wear a specific perfume. They ask you, what perfume are you wearing? They want to go buy it themselves. So there's something about you inspiring others. There's something about people looking up to you and wanting to imitate you or be more like you in some way. So you may have had a lot of copycats. Some that do it unintentionally, where they're just like trying to be more like you, and some that do it intentionally out of place of envy. Um, so I do sense that, but there's also something about your body that is quite alluring to others, especially the chest area, and your legs, especially like the way your legs look in heels, or um, stockings or something like that. But even for the men, something about the chest area and the legs. Okay, there's something alluring and sexy about that. Also, when you're wearing formal clothes or work clothes, you could stand out in a way, because people are kind of like looking at you and wondering, oh, I wonder where this person works, out of a curiosity. So that's something I do see. Also, if some of you are pregnant at the moment, you could look like a literal goddess, because this card wants to come out the goddess, as you're pregnant, or you could just look like a literal goddess either way, even if you're not pregnant. But I am seeing that for the pregnant women watching. There's something about you being quite memorable in public as well, because the living legend wanted to come out as well. So this is about, like, when you wear something or the way you look, like, people remember you. Even if they never see you again, they remember your face. There's something memorable about the way that you look that makes you stand out more. Because some people, we can see them, admire them, find them beautiful, but never remember them again in our life. But there's something about you that's quite memorable, where, yeah, like I said, even if they don't see you again, they will remember you. I do also feel like people do fantasize about you and kind of undress you with their eyes when you're out in public. Because Brittany's wearing lingerie here, and she's wearing something that's um not really revealing, but kind of like showing her skin a little bit. So I feel like people undress you with their eyes and fantasize about you. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number two, spirit guides of pile number two. If you wear glasses as well, I'm very drawn to the glasses here and the hairstyles you do. The jewelry you wear makes you stand out as well. I feel like you don't mind dressing in a way that's considered a little bit extra, but in a good way. Like you don't mind standing out. You don't mind being extra. You don't mind eyes being on you, okay? Maybe you actually like having that kind of attention, but I also feel like you don't seek it where you're desperate for it. You know what I mean? So maybe you're getting more comfortable with being seen, releasing fears of being seen, and so it's making you shine more energetically, energy-wise. We have the Four of Wands. And I mean, you have the star at the back of the deck. We have the showstopper here. So maybe some of you could definitely be in that public eye, or people think you look like a celebrity. Okay, we have the Temperance card. And I've seen some people like that where they're not famous or anything like that, and they've never thought of doing that, but they look like a celebrity. I've literally seen people like that. So you could have that type of vibe to the way that you look, whether you realize it or not. Death. Or you could remind people of a certain celebrity. Like you could have a lookalike celebrity or something like that. Next we have the Ace of Swords. Next we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so there's also something quite interesting about you, or you seem like you have an interesting personality. So, you know, when you see some attractive people, but they don't look interesting in any way, like with their personality, but you are the opposite, where you're attractive physically, but you also look interesting. Like you look like an interesting person to get to know and talk to. And you also look like you're a deep thinker and like I think this came up in pile one, beauty and brains, but with this pile, it is like that, but a little bit different. Like you look like a philosophical thinker, you look like a deep thinker, you look like you're very in touch and in tune with yourself, and that makes you stand out more in public. I also feel like if you ever cross your arms or walk in a way that makes you seem closed off to others, it actually makes you stand out more. I know body language wise, people are always like, you shouldn't cross your arms because it's like you're closing off your energy and then people won't see you as approachable. But I feel like that actually makes you stand out more because you're not seen as approachable. You're seen as a person that would reject people or wouldn't just let anybody into their circle. So again, that exclusivity is coming up. Like I'm seeing mean girls, you can't sit with us, but I don't think you're a mean person. I just think you're very discerning of who you let around you because maybe you've been hurt a lot and maybe you had to learn the hard way that, you know, we can't be friends with everybody. I'm also seeing if you're on any dating apps at the moment, you could stand out in regards to the rest of the people on those dating apps because I'm literally clairvoyantly seeing someone swipe right on Tinder for you and swipe left for other people. So there's something about your photos on dating apps being quite attractive if you are on dating apps and if you are single. But either way, you know, maybe on social media too, since I was seeing a dating app that could also relate to social media, you know, you standing out with your pictures on social media. Also, if you have tattoos, it could make you stand out in public or piercings of any kind, like belly rings, nose rings, whatever it is. I'm even seeing like that eyebrow piercing for somebody here. Also, if you could have like certain unique features on your face that not many people have, that could make you stand out because you don't look like everybody else. I feel like it's very hard to find somebody that looks exactly like you, if that makes sense. Or you just have a unique feature on your face that not many people have. Like, for example, I'm seeing freckles or a specific mole on a specific area of your face that not many people have, an eyebrow shape that not many people have, dimples, a face shape, nose shape, whatever it is, like some kind of unique feature that not many people see or have. And now I'm seeing, as I close my eyes, I'm seeing a theater performance with those curtains that open up. So I keep feeling like entertainment and like theater and creativity. So I don't know if some of you are into acting or um like do theater work or something like that for one person here, or you're just creative, like I said before, or people can see you doing that, like by the way that you look. Maybe they can see that you could be a great actress or actor because maybe you have an expressive face, but you're also beautiful at the same time or handsome at the same time. So that's definitely coming through. And now I'm seeing Victoria's Secret angels. So you could also have that model-like type of look. And I'm literally seeing this clairvoyantly. I wouldn't tell you this if I wasn't seeing it. I wouldn't lie to you, pile number two, but yeah, there's something about people thinking that you could make it in the public eye, whether it is modeling, acting, singing, social media influencing, content creation, whatever it is, like you could make it in the public eye, even if you don't think so. Even if you disagree, this is what's coming through in the reading. Spirit is showing me you are a work of art because I'm literally seeing art in museums and things like that, where people will like to look at it for hours and just kind of interpret it. Maybe you show up in the world where you see like your fashion as an art form or your style as an art form, and then people kind of like want to stare at it for a while and interpret why you wore that. Um, Either way, you're just a work of art to others. People also notice you a lot when you go to events. I don't know if some of you go to events to network with people, because the professionals opposite the Four of Wands, which can sometimes represent events or parties or things we go to like that, or maybe some of you work um in a club or in a bar or something like that, but I'm seeing like you're just noticed when you go to events, when you go to bars, clubs, whatever it is, big areas with a lot of people. People do notice you the most. And they like to stare at you for a very long time. You could also switch or change up the way you look very often with the death card. Yeah, so that's what I have for your pile. Also, there's many things about you that make you stand out, not just one thing. And I think they all kind of add to each other, if that makes sense. So this is what I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pal number threes. If you chose this agate crystal and the Divine Feminine Oracle, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what makes you stand out in public. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, and if you'd like to stay up to date with what I post daily, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So in your pile, we're going to use a mixture of Oracle and Tarot cards, but we're going to focus on the Oracle cards first. So Spirit Guides of pile number 3, Spirit Guides of pile number 3. What makes them stand out in public? We have the Goddess of Discernment. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. Next, we have the Goddess of the Eternal Flame with I am an eternal flame and each day my light grows brighter. We have the Goddess of Sanctuary with no matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. Okay, I just need to cover this card. We have the presence of the Divine Feminine with at the center of everything there is light and I am that light. And then we have the Apostle to the Apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. I feel like with this pile, you are seen as very cute, like with your features on your face. Like your face is very cute. I feel like this pile could dress in more of a modest way, or I'm even seeing someone wear a hijab. And it makes you look beautiful where like when you're dressing modestly, of course there's nothing wrong with dressing modestly or not dressing modestly, but for those that do dress modestly and resonate with this, it makes our focal point as we're looking at you focus more on your face than other features you have. And I feel like it kind of brings the features out on your face more and makes you more noticeable that's in that way. Okay, and if you don't dress modestly, then there's just something about the focal point being on your face, like people being drawn to your face first, okay? Some of you also look like a literal doll, like you have doll-like features. Um, and people see you as like almost like a Barbie doll or something. I definitely see that. There's also something about your eyes that stand out, the color of your eyes specifically. So, whatever color eyes you have, it makes you stand out. There's also about something about your smile making you stand out, whether you smile with your teeth or just like a small smile. Um, the way it makes your cheeks look, it's very cute and it makes you stand out. You could also look youthful for your age, younger than your actual age, and it makes you stand out. It is 222. So I'm seeing that you could always be at the right place at the right time where the right people notice you and admire you and appreciate you. And I feel like maybe also the right place, right time for opportunities, things like that. And I also feel like you always find yourself where you're meant to be in certain situations where someone is meant to maybe interact with you or something like that. I also feel like with this first card, the Goddess of Discernment, there's something about you maybe being more of a homebody, or maybe you just have a very busy schedule where, or maybe you're just kind of like choosing when you want to go out. Like, be more comfortable saying no to things and only saying yes when you want to really go. Because maybe before, for some of you, you just said yes to everything, even if you didn't feel like going, and it just wasn't fun for you. So maybe for some of you, it's like, I like to be at home more because it's just more peaceful. I like to just chill most of the time at home. Or maybe for some of you, it's just like you're very busy, like I said before, or you just only say yes when you want to, okay? And because of that, because you're more private into yourself and you only go out to certain places sometimes, when you're not there, people do miss you. I'm talking about like when you're in public with your friends, or when people invite you to certain events or places they're going to and you don't go, it makes them miss you more. I'm hearing that phrase, absence makes the heart grow stronger. So because you're not always there and you're only there when you want to be, it makes those times that you're actually there more special. But also in regards to when you're out in public, maybe you don't go to the grocery store every single day, but you plan where you go once a week or once a month and you make sure you get everything you need. Um, and then the local people that are in the grocery store know that you only go there once a week. So then they look forward to seeing you once a week. You know what I mean? Just take it as resonates, but it's kind of coming through like that. You also have this very peaceful aura about you, and you have this really angelic vibe to you. You seem really divine within the way you look. There's something very delicious about you, about the way that you look, like scrumptious, um, where people just want to eat you up, like not literally, but like in a sexual way, if that makes sense. But there's also something about your figure being beautiful, especially the stomach area. I'm hearing the word snatched. Like, let's say you wear a dress that is kind of tight. It's like you're looking snatched, like the stomach area. um, Okay, what I'm also seeing here is I feel like when you're dressing casually, um, and you're not necessarily putting in a lot of effort to the way you look, you still stand out in a way because I'm seeing a natural beauty with this pile. Like, even if you don't wear a lot of makeup on some days, or some days you just go to the mall without makeup on and just casual clothes, it actually makes you stand out more because you're seen as like a natural beauty. Okay, regardless of gender, even it doesn't just have to be for women watching, but like for men too. When you're just wearing something casually, you look very natural and it makes you stand out more. But when you do get dressed up, you also stand out a lot, where you kind of look like you put in a lot of effort towards the way you look. Um, and that it makes you stand out as well. So it's like you can look good without makeup, with makeup, whatever it is, casual, formal, whatever it is, you still look good. You can pull off both. That's what I want to say. People feel very drawn to your energy because your energy has so much light within it, and your energy is so pure and peaceful that people just want to be around you. But also, animals, they're very drawn to your aura, and children and babies, because animals, children, babies, they can see auras, they can feel energies more than adults. So I feel like that is coming through as well. And there's something about younger people, like younger children or teenagers, looking at you and being like, I want to be more like that person when I grow up. Like, they see you as a role model, not just in the way you look. Maybe you dress a certain way and they're like, oh, I want to dress like that when I'm older. Or maybe you act a certain way, they're like, oh, I want to be like that when I'm older. Whatever it is, it's not just the way you look, but it's also you being a role model to younger people. So that makes you stand out as well. You have a kind looking face that makes people feel safe. And that makes you stand out. Especially your smile. Your smile comes across as very genuine and kind, where people naturally just want to be around you because of your kind, trustworthy looking presence. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull your tarot cards. So spirit guides of pile number one, spirit guides of pile number one. You could also take a lot of selfies on social media. Spirit guides of pile number one. What makes them stand out in public? Two of Swords. We have the Four of Cups. I will say you do trigger some insecurities for some people, where they kind of try not to hate on you in public, but then feel insecure around you. But then they kind of, what's the energy I'm feeling here? They kind of want to be more like you or learn from you, in a way. I don't know what that means, but maybe they see a feature you have and they have always wanted that feature, and then they feel insecure. And then they kind of want to look like you. I do feel that. So some people get sad around you because of the insecurities you bring up in them, and then that makes you stand out to them because they kind of want to be more like you. Let me just do this. Okay. So we have the Hierophant, the Sun, Knight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. So I feel like with the Five of Pentacles, this relates to you not always being there. Like we said before, that absence makes the heart grow fonder. But when you are around, you're a lot of fun to be around with the Sun. And so you're going to stand out more because when you are out, you make your presence known. You make yourself in a way, like with your presence and how you're interacting with others and how you're having fun, you make people want to be around you more and see you more. But since you're not available all the time, since you're less accessible to the world, it makes people want to be around you even more. Okay, so for example, let's say somebody asks you out on a date and says, are you free this Saturday? And you're working this Saturday. So now they have to wait till Sunday to see you, and it makes them even more eager to see you, and that makes you stand out. So I kind of get an energy like that as an example. You also seem like a very wise person. Like you know who to trust and who not to trust, so you keep your circle small. And because of that discerning energy you have and how you're picky with the people you have in your life, it's again, it's like less accessible, so the people that do get to be around you feel even more special. And you're also very consistent with the way you love. And I feel like this has to do with your close relationships, like when you're out in public with your friends or something like that, or a partner, whatever it is, you're consistent with your love, so it makes them want to see you more. Like, even if you don't see each other all the time, you know, you and a friend could catch up after not seeing each other for 3 months, but then still your bond is just as strong. Still, you click like you have seen each other every day. Like that's the kind of vibe I'm getting. So then you stand out to the people that are closest to you in public, like when they want to go out with you more. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I see. Sometimes you might go out in public and kind of feel meh about the way you look, but then other people look at you like you're literally so gorgeous or so handsome. I don't know how to explain it, but you feel meh, but then other people look at you like, wow. And I think sometimes it's because we get used to our own features that we don't exactly see it the way other people see it. You also have this romantic type of look or vibe to you that makes people crush on you and makes people want to like come up to you and flirt with you. Or I just see their eye on you constantly, like them staring at you constantly. There's something about you becoming more beautiful or more handsome by the day. So when you go to places in your local area that people know you from, it seems like you're well known in your area. Even if you don't speak or interact with people, they remember your face or remember you. Um, and so there's something about you always improving the way you look day by day. It's like you look more beautiful by the day or more handsome. I'm also seeing something about the shoes you wear could make you stand out. And something about, when you know how some people, when they're in certain lighting, maybe they perceive it as like, I look bad right now, but in good lighting, I look good. But with you, with whatever lighting, you look good. I don't know what that means or why that's coming through, but it is coming through. Like, even with bad lighting, you look good. So it makes you stand out. There's something about you always having your toes done or like nice pedicures. Um, or your toes are always like done nicely and clean and tidy, even for the men, even maybe your hands, like always look clean and tidy. And so people are gonna look at that and find that it makes you stand out more because I don't know. I've seen some people where they're very beautiful or handsome, but then maybe they have dirty nails and it I don't know how to explain it, but um something about you always looking clean and tidy and like that kind of enhances how people want to stare at you and look at you more. Because the thing is, I'm not trying to be superficial when I say that, but sometimes people can be superficial. Remember, I'm tapping into other people's energy and sometimes how others perceive you. So sometimes people just look at the look and they judge based on that. And I feel like you present yourself quite well, where people are not judging you, if that makes sense. I'm not saying judgment is correct or it should be done, but I'm just being honest with what I see. Okay, I think this is where I'm going to leave your reading. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.